Alrighty, so I'm going to try to get these videos to be short and sweet. We are starting matrices today, and the one thing you need to know about matrices is you're going to do most of it on a calculator. It has to be a graphing calculator though, so go get one of those nearby, okay? Alright, so 8.3 is going to be our intro to matrices. Okay, so our vocab for this right now, the first one is a matrix. Okay, so what is a matrix? Well, it is a collection of numbers. All right, and they are arranged into fixed rows and columns. Into fixed, rows and columns. Okay. All right, and then how we're going to name matrices is by capital letters. Okay, so it'd be like capital A, capital B, capital C, things like that. Okay, and we classify them by rows, then columns. So it'd be rows by columns. Okay, this is a really key fact you need to remember. Rows always first, columns second. Okay, the way I remember that, it's not alphabetically correct. Okay, so rows is obviously way later, and so then C, columns. But that comes first. Rows are first, columns are second. And if you forget, here, rows are these guys, columns are these guys. Okay, so you go left to top. All right, another part of a matrix is what we call is an element. Okay, and so an element is a number inside the matrix. Okay, we will name with a lower case letter and a subscript of rows and columns. Okay, rows first, columns second. The key thing when I'm talking about an element, you're not really need to know that, but if you want to if you're going to teach yourself the way Alex is going to teach you, I'm going to tell you right now, don't. It will take 100 bajillion times longer, but if you want to, they will be talking about naming elements within it, and you have to understand that. So we're going to practice it really quick because it's just something good to know for your future. So 2, 6, 1, 3, 7, 4, and all right, so these are matrices. See how I named it? This is matrix A, this is matrix B. Okay, this one is a 2 by 3. Okay, so I'm classifying it saying it's a 2 by 3 because I have 2 rows and 3 columns. This one is a 2 by 1. I have 2 rows, but I only have 1 column. Okay, and so we're just gonna practice naming elements. Okay, so I'm gonna do a lowercase 2, 3. Okay, so what that is I'm lowercase a, so that means I'm in matrix A, and I'm in 2, 3, so I'm in row 2. So I go to row 2 and column 3, so 1, 2, 3. So that is the number 4. So A sub 23 is the number 4. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's do lowercase b11. Okay, so B sub 11. Okay, so what that means is I'm in row 1, column 1. So here's row 1, here's column 1. So that answer will be 2. Okay, so go ahead, try this next one on your own. Let's do A sub 12. What is that going to be? All right, hopefully you answered correctly on the Ed puzzle, but you're row 1, column 2. So that would be 1. All right, so that's just really the intro to matrices. Oh, sorry, I forgot one more thing. The identity matrix. Okay, so that's how you name things. And then we have the identity matrix. This is really, really gonna come in handy when we start solving these matrices. You just kind of need to know what it is. So you use it to find an inverse and to solve systems of equations. Some of you may be sitting here like, we didn't do 8.2. Why? Well, it's because 8.2 would have been the 3x3 systems. So you guys did two. You did linear ones, where it's two variables. And you all remember in Algebra 2 where you had those like long pages of work, and it's because you had to solve for x, y, and z, doing elimination or substitution or something like that. We didn't want to go through that again because what we really wanted to do was teach you about matrices, okay? And so using matrices to solve those makes life way easier, and you're going to see that next lesson. But the identity matrix is essentially like multiplying by 1 or adding by 0 or things like that. You know, when you add by 0, you don't change it. When you multiply by 1, you don't change it. So when you multiply by the identity matrix, you're not changing the matrix at all. So this is the 2x2 identity matrix, okay? This one is the 3x3 identity matrix. Hopefully you're seeing a pattern. The ones go in a diagonal and every other spot's a 0, okay? And so this is going to be a 4x4. And then, okay? So that's the 4x4 identity matrix. All right, so it's not too bad. The key thing, though, is they always are a square matrix. And what I mean by that is my rows equal my columns, okay? I have 2 rows, 2 columns, 3 rows, 3 columns, 4 rows, 4 columns. All right, so that is the intro to what a matrix is, and this identity matrix will be coming up at the very end of today's lesson, but it really won't be too bad.